In the previous video on adding table layouts, I demonstrated creating a SW600DP layout for a tablet that's portrait, and I chose to design for a particular device using a virtual device of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. So I'm using a virtual device here as my design device. And then I mentioned that when I went to do the landscape, if I chose that same device, it jumped to the portrait. I couldn't set up both a landscape and a portrait for that virtual device. Now, here's something I need to clarify. And that is if I come to my portrait and I choose to use one of these default phone or tablet devices for design, I can do both portrait and landscape. If I choose the Pixel C of 1260 by 1800, which is the 9.9 tablet for my portrait, I can also choose that, as you see I've already done here, for the landscape. So if you're using any of these devices for design from the phone or tablet, you can do both portrait and landscape. And I'd recommend actually doing that rather than doing a virtual device, unless you're designing for a particular device that you own and you only want to design for that device. But even still, these are probably going to fit that device just fine. So the Pixel C, you'll see, is slightly different dimensions made than the Galaxy Tab S7, but it's going to be pretty close and should look great. So that's my clarification. Let's move on. If you just jumped into this video, you can see all the videos from the Android App Development Cohort playlist by clicking on the image in the lower right. And if you'd like to be alerted to future videos that I create, you can click my picture up in the top right and subscribe to the channel.